So you remember how I said every episode was gonna get better? I wasn't wrong. Alright you guys, so today we had episode 2 of Game of Thrones 7th season, and that is Stormborn. So it kicks off right where we left off. Dany's with her advisors in the War Council room. And right away, like, I just gotta say I love everybody's new clothes. It's a minor detail, but I do like everybody's new clothes, from Missandei to Grey Worm to Dany to Tyrion. I thought they all looked amazing. Even Varys, he looks a little different. He's wearing a little bit more padded. And I realized that Varys and Dany had not actually been in a scene together, except from, like, the last shot in Season 6 where they were, like, going away. And you kind of realize Varys did plot against her, but he plotted to kill her back when Viserys was still alive, and it's all back in Season 1, 2, and 3. And, you know, you kind of have a speech about Varys he's not loyal to a king or a queen, he's loyal to the people. He's part of the people. He wants what's best for the people, and he thinks what's best for the people right now is Daenerys, and that makes sense. And she pardons him, and I love that. I really liked that whole interaction. Both actors are amazing, and I love both characters. Also in Dragonstone, Melisandre makes her return, and it makes sense that she'd go to Dragonstone, seeing as how that was the last place she was living before. She was with, Stannis Baratheon there. Like, I really like what Melisandre did here. She could have lied and said Daenerys is, the prince that was promised, blah blah blah. But no, she was like, prophecies are kind of tricky. I don't know, I met this guy in the north who is really, really good. And, she says that Jon and Dany both have a role. And she tells Dany to invite Jon to Dragonstone, which is going to be awesome! Let's go north to Winterfell. Everybody's training. Right away you see that the boys, the girls, everybody's training, which is cool. Jon's making, good on his promise, which is great. You're a leader, you gotta start making these promises, you gotta keep them. Something that the world should, kind of be... I'm not gonna get political right now. Also get a nice throwback with the all dwarves are bastards and their fathers is line. That was kind of cool. That was from, like, I don't know if it was the first episode or the second episode, I don't remember, but it was like way back. And then Davos also has the idea that, Dany has dragons. Dragons can kill White Walkers, dragon fire, let's team up with her. A lot more stuff happens in Winterfell, but right now let's move down to King's Landing, where we see Sam's dad, who I don't remember his name, and he's frankly an asshole. He's betraying Lady Olenna, the leader of House Tyrell. Jaime promises him that he could be Warden of the South. Cersei also gets asked in this council meeting that she's holding, or in this, I guess, court meeting, open session, whatever you call it, how are you planning on stopping those dragons? And she just looks over to Qyburn, and it's just the creepiest thing. Qyburn is like the mad scientist of mad scientists, and you find out what it is later on in the episode. But right now, let's go to Old Town. We catch up with Lord Friendzone. He's still there. We learn that he's got about 6 months before he goes all crazy and becomes a stone man. However, Samwell Tully, the great maester that he is, he found a forbidden procedure, I guess it's what it's called, that's supposed to stop the disease. And we see another gross scene of Sam at the Citadel. I don't know what it is with these scenes. They're disgusting, but it's graphic. It's all pustful. It's just gross. But he says he wants to save Jorah just because he's the Lord Commander Mormont's son. So out of loyalty, and I really respected that. I really liked that. Back in King's Landing, we discover what the Dragon Killer was, and it's not... A lot of people thought it was going to be like the horn that controls the dragons. No, it's actually this giant crossbow. I don't know if that's what it's... But think if you've seen the Desolation of Smaug, it's basically a giant thing like that, and it's so basically the same basic principle. You shoot the dragon with the giant thing, and it kills them, and that's how they're planning on taking out all 3 of her dragons. It's not the brightest plan, but it's a plan. You can kill a dragon if you've got something like strong enough to pierce it. And I'm hoping Dany puts on some type of armor for these dragons, because after seeing Drogon get attacked in the Pits of Meereen, I don't like seeing the dragons in pain. And I don't think anybody does, so let's get some armor. Toothless has some armor, come on. What's also really cool about the scene in the Dragon Crypts is that the Light of the Seven is playing in the background, making that obviously now Cersei's Mad Queen theme. It is obviously already before, but it's just kind of cool that every time we're seeing it, slowly develop, and we're gonna see it change over time. Back at Dragonstone, all of these people in control here, and the showrunners talked about it after the show, most of them are women, and that's really, really cool. You see the Lords of Westeros, and all the men just kind of fucked it all up. Like, let's just be honest, they destroyed it. They made bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, from the War of the Five Kings to just everything on, the Red Wedding, everything. And then you've got like these like really strong characters. You got Lady Olenna, like, again, the showrunner said it best. Lady Olenna on one corner, Dany on the other corner, and then you've got Yara, and I forget her name from Dorne, but she's there too. So that's really, really cool seeing all those strong characters in one room together. And not just strong characters, strong female characters. Then you find out Dany's plan, which is basically Tyrion's plan, and it's to starve out the capital, have Dorne and Highgarden attack that, while the Unsullied go around and actually take the Lannister home of Castle Rock. We finally get to see the Rock, which is going to be pretty dope. We also have some really nice dialogue between Lady Olenna and Dany, where she tells her, you know, ignore the advice of men because men have fucked it all up, but like, be a dragon, you're not a sheep, you're a dragon, which I agree with, but I also disagree with because Dany's got to be smart right now. She's got to play the game smart. You also get a really nice scene between Missandei and Grey Worm. I didn't know who to be jealous of because they're, oh my god, let's just talk about that for a second. They're beautiful. Anyways, you get to find out, you know, she's his only weakness now. He loves her, and they're both gonna die. One of them's gonna die an awful death because love does not exist in the Game of Thrones universe, as we saw from, you know nothing. Back in the Riverlands, we see Arya in apparently the only tavern in the Riverlands, but she sees her old friend Hot Pie from like season 1, and it's so cool seeing all these characters come back from like season 1s. As they're talking, you can see how disconnected she is. She's basically nobody right now. She's no one. Until Hot Pie's like, why are you heading towards King's Landing? You should go north, go to Winterfell, your brother's there. And her face just automatically changes, and it was a great moment seeing how happy she turned and like how hopeful she was. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Arya Stark is now headed to Winterfell. She abandons her plans of revenge. She's no longer going to kill Cersei. She's going to go meet up with her family. But not before she meets up with, yes, I was right last week, she meets up with Nymeria, which was, again, a beautiful, bittersweet scene. Macy Williams, like, props on your acting on this one. Nymeria looks huge. Everybody talks about the dragons being big, but, like, let's talk about the direwolves. Like, they got great. Like, there's only 2 left, but they got massively big. Alright, back at Winterfell, Jon gets Sam's text about the dragon glass gold mine that's, is basically in Dragonstone. He's gonna convince all the other lords of the north to let him go down there, and you actually get a really good line from, Lady Mormont. She disagrees with him for the first time, and she's like, the king in the, like, winter is here. The king in the north needs to be in the north. Then he comes back with it like, guys, I'm the only one who has seen the Night King. I've seen the Army of the Dead. I know what we need. We need those 3 dragons. We need the Unsullied. We need all the help we can get. He leaves Sansa in command of Winterfell, in command of the north, so she's Lady of the North. She's got all the power now, which is going to be interesting to see her and Littlefinger. And speaking of Littlefinger, before Jon takes off to Dragonstone, he has his first conversation with him, and it ends with Jon getting super pissed off, like growling at him pissed off, and just like grabbing him by the neck and saying, if you talk to Sansa again, I'll kill you. Which was awesome to see because Littlefinger needs to die. The last thing we see is the Battle of the Greyjoys. Before the whole action sequence happens, there's these really good lines that I want to discuss, where you see how the show can actually be super, super funny. Well, the first line is kind of sad, where Yara's like, you know, Theon would protect me if I was ever in trouble. And you'll know why that's sad in a second. But then the second one was like, oh, well, he's not protecting you right now, and there's a foreign invasion going on, and because they're like about to hook up. Which I found that it was playful, and it was fun, and it was funny. Right after that, the battle does start, and let's get this out. Euron is basically the Joker of the Westeros world. He's insane, he's crazy. This battle again shows how much money they have in this like season, by the way. It's epic. It's Battle of the Bastards standard, but it might be better than anything we've seen from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Like, let's just say that. Pirates of the Caribbean, take notes. This is how you do a battle scene. In water. The action, again, brutal. You get to see the Sand Snakes sadly die. 2 of them, I think. I don't know if the 3rd one died. They all look the same to me. They all looked really cool while dying. Like, I'll give them that. They were badass warriors. But Euron does stab one, and then he chokes the other one with her own whip. So I don't think they will be coming back. 2 things I want to talk about from this scene, other than the action, was the editing. The action shots were beautifully edited, and the music was badass. Like, again, the music just, it adds to the story so much, guys. Like, you don't understand. You need good music, and the music just made that scene even better. Sadly, it does, like I said, end with Theon, or if we should call him right now, Reek. He has PTSD. Like, I can't be mad at him. He's got some form of PTSD from what he's been through, which is 100% understandable because he's been through a lot. He runs away and he leaves Yara to die while she doesn't die, but she gets captured. Her and Ilaria both get captured, and that's the gift that, you know, Euron's bringing Cersei in the next episode. But yeah, guys, that's about it for this episode. Guys, Game of Thrones is the 2nd episode, and this is what we're getting. Like, it's gonna get better from here. The budget, everything, I'm telling you, it's gonna be insane. This is gonna be one of the best seasons we've gotten. But yeah, guys, next episode, we'll look forward to the Battle of Castle Rock and the first encounter, or the first you know, shared scene between the Mother of Dragons and the King of the North. So I look forward to seeing that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know what you guys liked. Subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you guys next week. See ya. Bye.